Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I have Napoleon with me today. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the basics of credit. The basics of credit and giving your child a basic understanding of credit really early, okay? Just as a visual and an idea of certain things that we can do just to change the atmosphere, to change the energy, and to reverse some of the curses. You know what I mean when I speak of, just reversing some of the generational curses that don't, the things that don't benefit us that we tend to always do. This is one of the practical things that I'm talking about. Of, if you're a father, you're a mother, whoever, or you're just a older mentor in a young person's life, just showing you something different that you can do to help develop your child and different things that we can do. You know what I mean? For example, we got plenty out, working with children on sports and things like that, and different things, arts and crafts and things like that. But I don't think I ever seen anything like what we're about to do here. And these are the very important things as far as getting their feet wet and establishing a good foundation, okay, for their futures, okay, and giving them, as good of a chance as we can. It's always about setting the next generation up for success, okay? So now we were sitting here talking, and I wasn't going to do this video, but then I was thinking, but we were sitting here talking, and I was like, this would be a good opportunity for us to just do a video while we having this talk. Let's record it so other people can see it, you know what I mean, and give other people ideas, or it might stimulate or motivate other people to do the same thing. All right, guys? So now we were talking about credit. I said I want to start talking to you about the basis of credit. Now, Napoleon, how old are you?
10.
All right, 10 years old, right? It'll be 11 next month. Now, we were talking about, I was saying, all right, champ, I was like, all right, we're going to talk about credit. Now, I said credit is what? All right, so what is credit, champ?
Credit is like money on your credit card.
All right, and make sure you speak up, because just make sure you speak up. But, yeah, so, that's good. See, and that's a 10-year-old answer, but he has the idea that credit deals with finances and money and things like that. And then we said that credit, now with your credit, we said what? Credit is established off of your what? Like your history, right? Mm-hmm. Your history. Your credit is your history. So what happens is, we said what? In our country, we have a database that's called the credit bureaus, the 3 major credit bureaus, and what they do is they report your credit history to the 3 bureaus. Like any company, any lender would send your credit history to the credit bureaus, and then that dictates, how well you're keeping up with your finances and managing your finances. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I used an example. I said, all right, Napoleon, imagine, you need some money. You need $5. So I said, so what do we do, champ? You pretended that you were what? Somebody going into a what?
A bank.
All right, going into a bank. And I said, he introduced himself, and then teach him things like that. So I had him walk up to me and say, how, introduce himself properly. Hello, my name's Napoleon Patrick. I'm here to see about a loan. And so that just helps with, looking at him, his presentation, looking someone in their eye, shaking their hand, introducing yourself, and stating what your business is, getting to the point like that. So he did that. And then I said, so how much money do you want to borrow? So he says $5. I'm like, okay, $5. I said, well, how much money do you make? Do you have a job? What did you say?
I said I do have a job, and I also have $5. They pay me $5 2 hours for 2 hours.
All right, so he said he had a job and they paid him $5 an hour for 2 hours. So let's just say, so he said he made $10. So he was coming in for a $20 loan. Well, I told him, I said, I can't give you a $20 loan. You don't make enough money. You make $5 an hour for 2 hours, so you only make $10. I said, I can give you a $5 loan, like that, right? And so he understood that, why can't I give you a $20 loan, Napoleon?
because I don't have enough money.
That's right. You don't make enough money because you don't have any money right now. That's why you're coming into the bank to ask for a loan. And so we said the loan is good for what? Convenience, right?
Yes.
Because the whole point is if you don't have the money right now, but you would have the money in 2 weeks, but you may have things that you may need to do right now financially. But if you don't have that money, if I can loan it to you right now, you can take care of whatever business you need to take care of right now, and or you can make more money off of the $5 that I loaned you, and then you can come back next week and pay me either what I loaned you or whatever arrangements we have as far as interest, and you can possibly have made more money off of the $5 that I loaned you. So it's a convenience thing. You didn't have the money at the time. I loaned it to you. You took the $5. You did what you had to do, or you made $25 or $30, and then you came back and paid me my money. That's good square business, right? That's good business. Everybody's happy, right? So, and then I was explaining. So when it comes to your credit report, if you don't pay me my $5 back whenever we have had arranged for you to pay it back, what's going to happen on my credit report? What am I going to do with the credit bureaus? I'm going to go tell them what?
You're going to go tell him he hasn't been paying his money back.
Okay. He hasn't been paying his money back. And so if he hasn't been paying his money back, that's a bad mark on his credit report. Now, when he comes back to me or anyone else for that matter, if he tries to go and get a loan at another bank, or if he goes to try to get a credit card, he's likely to get what? Denied?
Yeah.
Because you haven't been doing what?
You haven't been paying your money back to the bank.
Right. But if I do pay my money back to the bank, how we arrange the payments to be set up, then that's going to be what type of marks on my credit report?
You're going to have good marks.
That's right. And so then when I come back, and then if I pay my money back when I come back, or when you come back to me, because we've been doing good square business, I'm likely to go ahead and give you another what if you need it?
Another loan.
That's right. And if you go other places are going to look at your credit report if you ask them for a loan, and then if they see that you've been making your payments and you have good credit history, then they're going to what? They're going to be likely to what?
They're going to be likely to get you another loan or a credit card.
There you go. All right. Now, credit usage. Okay, so that's a major part of your credit history, okay, is your payments. That's like 30-something%, 35% of the weight of what determines your credit score, okay? And so that's the first thing. We know that if we get loans or if we get credit cards, we want to always make sure we're making our payments back, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so because that's 35%, that's the big bulk of what determines a good credit report. Now, something else that determines a good credit report is your usage of your credit. Now, we didn't get this deep. So now we're going to get into this like right here, right now. Usage. So, Napoleon, if I give you $5, right? If I loan you $5, you have $5 of available credit, right? That's available money that you have to spend. That's the available amount of money that I gave you that you have to work with is $5. Now, if I give you $5, does that mean that you have to spend all $5? No, it doesn't, right? So usage, how much of the money that's available that I loaned to you are you actually using? So what if you only use $1 of the $5, right? That's only a 1% usage or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's good. Now, why is that good? If I loan you $5, if I loan you $10, and you don't go and just blow the money or spend the money or whatever, and you're able to hold on to that money, most of it. So I loaned you $10. Let's say you only spent $1. That leaves you $9 of available credit, right? You have $9 left that's available for you to use out of the $10 that I loaned you, okay? So it looks good when you don't use up all the money that you have available to spend through what you were loaned, okay? Through a credit card or a loan. Makes sense? You
Yes.
don't want to, because that looks desperate, right? Does that look desperate? If I give you $10 and you got to spend all 10, that looks like what? Like you really, really needed some money and you was really
Yeah.
desperate. And as soon as you got it, you spent it and you spent it all. But if I give you $10 and you only spend $1, and 6 months go by and you've only spent $1, that looks like what? Does that look good?
Yeah.
That looks like what? He knows how to manage his credit. He knows how to manage his money. Even though he has access to all this money, he doesn't just go out and spend it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Credit usage, right? Now, credit. So what is that called?
Credit usage.
All right. And so why is credit usage important?
Because say someone just gives you $10 and you only spend $1, and then like 6 months goes by and you build up more and more money. You could build up more and more money.
Well, you're not building up more and more money. You're just showing that you're not desperate for money, right? Because you're not building any money. Like if I give you $10 and you only spend one, you're not, because you only spent $1, you're not getting $2 or $3 just because you're not spending it. Even though I think it's like cash. Actually, it may be something where you can do that. That's more so like your bank account, I guess, where you get a certain amount of money. You know what I mean? On the back end, if you leave a certain amount of money in your savings account, you know what I mean. But that is, so it's more so just about trying to make yourself more lucrative as far as receiving credit. So yeah, you got a credit card that you have $10,000 on, but you only spend $100 on it, and you know what I mean. Your usage is low because you still have a whole lot of money that's available to you, but you're not using it up. All right. And like I said, guys, and this is something where this is a talk we having on the fly, and so he's learning as well. So it's really foundational, and this is just an example. So I'm not expecting him to get this right now, like, you know what I mean. But the whole point is, if somebody's teaching you at 9, 10 years old, then by the time you get 15, 16, you should think that you have a good understanding of this, and you have a better start, right? As opposed to you having to learn this on your own or on the fly in your 30s. You see what I mean? And so that's why I said it's a foundation, because you know what I mean. Like I said, how many of you can say that somebody sat down and talked with you about credit and credit usage and what dictates your credit score and all those things, and how credit worked when you was 9 or 10 years old. So it's not for him to sit here and soak all this up and get it right now, but it's for it to start being in his ear, get in his head, and then certain things that just start making more sense as you grow up anyway. You know what I mean? But if you have a foundation, then it'll stick better. You know what I mean? So another thing is, you have inquiries. Okay, inquiries can hurt your credit or hurt your credit mainly. And what an inquiry is, and because not to make this video too much longer, is when people are seeing about your credit. So when you come to me, right, and you ask me for a $5 loan, right, I'm going to go what? Look at your what?
Look at my history.
Your credit report, your credit history, right? And when I go do that, that's called an inquiry. I'm inquiring about your credit history. I want to go see what you have on your credit, what accounts, who else you borrowing money from, who else you have borrowed money from, so I can look at your payment history, so I can determine how I think I want to deal with you, whether I think that you are worthy of credit from me, or whether I think your credit history is too bad and I don't think you'll pay me my money back, whether or not to mess with you. Either way, it's an inquiry. And so that's why you only want to apply for credit when you really, really need it, and few and far in between, because too many inquiries all at once can hurt your credit score. It can look like you're desperate, right? Imagine it. If you really, really needed money, look at it practically. A person who's desperate for money might start going around asking everybody for money, right? Like, yo, can I get $1 from you? Can I get $5? Can I give you got $5? Whatever. You going around asking all these different people for money. So you looking what?
You're looking very desperate.
You looking desperate, like you really, really need money, right? So we gonna be kind of scared, like you know what I'm saying? Ain't you gonna be kind of scared, like, I don't know if I want to loan this man $10. Like, he going around asking everybody for money. Like, he just probably gonna blow that money, and then I'll never see my money again. You're not gonna want to lend money to me, right? So they don't want to see a whole lot of inquiries. They don't want to see a person who looks like they're desperate for money. So that's how that hurts your credit. And so we'll end it there. That's a good foundation, because this was more so a video to just give an example of the type of talks you can sit down and have with your kids, even if they don't seem that interested, even if they ain't really with you like you may want them to be in that moment with it. Because this is some big talk for a 9-year-old or 10-year-old when their head is in the world of like Nintendo Switch or PlayStation or you know what I mean, maybe a basketball game or whatever, or basketball, whatever things the kids are into. A little girl